hop on a plane and head over to the West Coast and talk about the San Francisco Giants. And I've got some breaking news. While we were on the air tonight, another former Chicago player that we're talking about the Giants signing people out of Chicago, Jock Peterson, short visit to the Cubs, over to the Atlanta Braves, and now to the Giants on a 1-year, $6 million deal.
Famous pearl necklace wearing Jock Peterson.
Just breaking. So I think the Giants have their eyes on the postseason again this year.
He's actually a former anti-hero of the week.
He is an anti-hero of the week. There you go. Fresh one right there for those of you viewing at home. Not a bad signing. I'm cool with it.
I think he fits in perfectly in San Francisco. That makes a lot of sense.
So they got him one, as we always say, there's not a 1-year bad deal. However, there can sometimes be a bad 2-year, $44 million pitching deal.
Nice.
And
well played, sir.
We're going to segue into Carlos Rodón signing, who I'm going to be at the end of the day. I'm happy Carlos Rodón got paid.
That's a guy that I thought might not get that kind of deal from anyone because of his injury history.
I mean, I think, was it John Heyman who summed it up best when someone came back at him about the Carlos Rodón signing? He's like, hey, if you want to pay someone $22 million a year for 11 starts, that's fine.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying it's not money well spent. And I agree. Like, I was looking forward to Carlos Rodón moving on because of he's the player with the most upside and always ends up injured and ineffective when you need him the most.
Always. I mean, it's unquestioned.
Always.
It's unfortunate, but
dealt with it forever. He has A+ stuff. He does.
And he has best stuff of his career last year.
Yes.
It's just unfortunate.
But the idea that I am still dealing with him for 2 more years
on your West Coast team,
on my West Coast team is horrifying, to be honest. Now I hope I'm wrong, because he's a great clubhouse dude. He's a super nice guy. He's hilarious. I hope maybe the weather, maybe
training staff.
I don't know,
medical facilities, or I
don't know. I don't know if it's gonna work, but like. So here's what, and we need to talk about the Giants starting staff, because they had timely offense. They led the league in home runs.
Home runs. That's what it's all about. They gave up the least home runs and hit the most home runs, I think is how it worked out.
Right. So what does that look like this year? Well, you've got Logan Webb coming back, who's probably going to be better this year. You got our favorite name, which we don't ever know if we really pronounce it right, Scaffanini coming back.
Close enough.
And then you got Alex Wood coming back, who I don't think is going to be as effective as he even was last year, because I think they probably got the best they could out of him. And then they signed Alex Cobb, which I thought was a decent signing. But then you've got Rodón, who's essentially being asked to replace Gausman, and I don't see it.
Yeah, I don't know.
And they're saying like Webb and Rodón will be fighting for the opening day starter, thing or whatever, which is great and all, but like it's like
I would think they would try to limit his number of starts as much as they possibly could, push him in the back of the rotation to give him the fewest opportunities to hurt himself.
I mean, I feel like if we had a healthy Carlos Rodón who could have effectively pitched for 6 innings against the Astros, the series could have ended up in a different position.
Could have been very different, yeah.
But that wasn't the case. And again, love the dude. But I don't want to drift back into the White Sox, but I had to throw this out on. I am, because I had to throw it out on Twitter because so many people were like, "Oh, I wish the White Sox had signed him," and I'm like, any fan who has World Series aspirations for the White Sox don't want you to sign Carlos Rodón. We're done with the days of signing someone because they're a good guy.
Yeah.
The good guy days are over. That's who you sign because you want to put people in the seats because you know you're not going to be fucking competitive.
So by extrapolation, when we get to our predictions episode in a couple of weeks, you will not be predicting that the San Francisco Giants will win the World Series.
No, I'm not. I'm actually not going to predict that.
That's a bummer because they won 108 games last year. What was it?
Yeah, 108 games last year, and I
say that
still
says regression.
I still will throw this out here about the Giants. Was that an anomaly?
I think that's going to be fun to break down. We've talked about it in the past, but when we get to the prediction show, looking at those ungodly home run numbers for and against, how that worked out in their favor, and maybe they found an inefficiency in the market somehow and exploited it for 1 year. But I don't see how what they did out of the blue last year it could be replicated again. But
right, I agree.
You never know.
I agree, and
lost Pete.
Didn't charge the phone, Ryan.
How much you got left?
20%. We're good. So I still, as I kept saying throughout the season last year, I could see them winning like 80 games this year. I really could.
Yeah.
The Dodgers aren't going anywhere. They're going to be pretty fucking good. So, and they're going to be back at full strength in their pitching staff. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens. Okay. Maybe it wasn't an anomaly, but I'm going to go with anomaly until the Giants prove me wrong, which makes me sad. But at the same time, I got a great year of baseball that was unexpected last year. So I'm not gonna sit here and cry.
Stop crying.
Stop your crying, Vineri.
Rodón Media.